Hi everyone, this is our new baby, a new addition to the family, the little family,
little Roxy,
the little pet family, the familia peluche. Okay, so today is actually the first video that we're doing together. We came up with the idea of doing like a collab, well, kind of like a, not a collab because
I'm nobody.
So doing a little
participating.
Well, what do we call this?
A little, I don't know, discussion.
We're gonna be doing a series of videos where I decided to have my boyfriend join me in these commentary discussions because he is what most will consider a neurotypical, although to me he's not typical at all. He's unique and amazing in his own way.
Awesome.
But yeah, he is not on the spectrum, which is what I mean. So he's definitely not on the spectrum, and many times he helps me understand a lot of ways how people are, how people think, why we react in certain ways. He's the one that's always kind of like giving me like the heads up of like, oh, Francesca, don't do that, don't say this. Sometimes I give him a few advices too, because I've learned, I have more experience.
We learn from each other in ways that obviously, you know, we don't see ourselves. You know, we gotta take advice or hints from other people of what not to do, and or what to do also.
Definitely, and I feel that most people's channels, most people's autistic channels, stuff like that, could read, and all the autistic community and audience like deserve. I feel like having a neurotypical's perspective into a lot of these topics can really help. You know, this is gonna be like discussions within neurotypical, pretty much. Very relaxed, very.
Sunday vibes.
Yeah, Sunday vibes. Yeah, definitely not rehearsed at all. We're just gonna pick. We have a list of topics we want to pick, and we're just gonna randomly kind of like pick one, which is why we picked today's topic of the day is gonna be eye contact. And we could have started with like an introduction, talk about our relationship, but that's probably gonna be a longer video, so we thought, oh, let's just pick a more simple one. So yeah. We haven't done no rehearsal whatsoever. We don't have a script, because if I had a script, I would be like reading it, or you would see I'd be getting stuck on my words. So I decided to do this for the main purpose that, to me, it's, I feel that a lot of my videos, I feel very rehearsed. I feel I get so nervous, I get so stressed when I want to talk about a topic, because it's just so hard for me to talk about a topic where I'd be like, oh, I gotta have my facts right, I gotta remember I'm really bad at remembering people's names, I'm really bad at remembering even names of things, and just kind of like using that high vocabulary when at the right time, because it's just like, it's the fact that I need to address a certain topic, and I need to do it a certain amount of time, and I need to kind of like just be completely just summarize and cut through all the things, and just this is so systematic that it makes me so nervous, and I screwed up. I get so nervous and I forget what I'm gonna say. I forget that I was gonna use that word. Yeah, I forget that it's so much pressure to having to remember to use. To me, it's even with school, when I will do like what do you call it, the
research.
Not essays. When I will do essays, or even just a story alone, like I always make them really, really long, and that was my problem. Like most people,
right now.
Most people, every single, I don't know if it was just my coincidence that every single classroom I ever been at, everyone else had problems making the story longer or stretching it, or everybody
stretching it out to if you don't have your script.
Yeah, yeah, for most people it's really easy for them to be like this and that, and they just go straight to a point, and they don't know how to elaborate on it. But I'm the opposite. I like to elaborate on things. I make things really, really long, and so So what I'm trying to say is that doing a video that needs to go straight to the point is really hard, because first I need to get all my ideas out, then I need to cut through the things that are not super necessary, and then so I have to write all down, remember it. It's so nervous. So this types of videos that we're going to be doing are going to be a lot more relaxed and just, another reason that I came up with what I thought would help me a lot was because every time that I talk to you about a topic, I feel like, oh my God, Martin, I just feel like I flow. Like I flow when I'm talking to you. I flow, I just talk about the topic with so much naturality, and I just feel so comfortable.
Relaxed.
Yeah, I feel so comfortable and knowledgeable, and like I don't feel like I get stuck then when I'm doing my videos. So I'm thinking, why is that? Like there has to be a reason. So I feel like in a conversation, the topic comes out a lot more natural for me than when I want to do this is things, five fun facts about eye contact.
Trying to make like a show where you want everything perfect, and obviously it's not gonna be that way because nothing's perfect, and if you want to try to make it perfect, you're gonna take forever to do something. So why not just do it?
Okay, so eye contact. Today we're going to be talking about eye contact. So there is one of the characteristics in the autistic spectrum criteria and the state of the DSM-5 and everything is that autistic, those on the spectrum have a hard time, or one of the signs. Well, it's actually one of the main signs of like noticing when somebody may be on the spectrum is their lack of eye contact. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very true for what I have experienced, for what I know, for what I have researched. It's very, very true. Everyone that I know that either like I could tell they're on the spectrum, or that I know they've been diagnosed with the spectrum, or everyone in my family and everything, like I know we have a problem with eye contact. This is something that before I even came to learn anything about the spectrum or nothing at all, this is something that I personally struggle with. People will tell me, among many other things that they would say, this would be one of the things that they would say, and it's hard for me to put it into small words, because there was so many things that I'd be told, but I guess without getting into too many details, I remember being told that I have a problem with eye contact, but mainly people would say it was more like, how do I say it? Like it was the attention, right? Obviously when you're not, because there's like a thin line between the two, because not having eye contact is kind of like to most people the same as like you're not paying attention, they're not paying attention, they're not. And in a way, I do believe that's true. I do honestly, to my core, believe that's true, because as much as I wish that I could be literally looking at whatever and still hear everything that's happening and understand and pay attention, that's not true. But it's tricky though, because I can. Like I know that I've been able to kind of like look at other stuff or be there and still listen to some information where it gets in the back of my mind. Sometimes my brain has that ability. I can be completely spaced out, thinking of something else, but somehow it captures some information. Otherwise, I don't know how the hell I would have passed school. Like, I swear to God, Martin, I would space out, I think, 80% of the time. Like, it was really hard for me to pay attention. Like, I cannot be... Dude, we're in school for like 8 hours.
For me, too, I would space out a lot, but, like, as soon as, like, there was something interesting that, like, was very interesting to me to learn, like when it came to like math or something that was easy for me to understand, it just came naturally, like I would pay attention and I would not like lose focus, because it was just so like amazing to me.
And when you think of yourself paying attention, how do you think of yourself? You think of yourself just like looking at the person and just like capturing everything that is going on in regards to like the board?
Brain cells are like actually working, and it's stimulating. It's very stimulating.
Yeah.
So you're just stuck on it. But as soon as like when it would come to like writing and English and reading, would be like, it's boring, and I just start drawing or just then I would start daydreaming. But yeah, I mean, yeah, just learn, like, just the simple fact of just learning it is like a skill. I think like it's like a muscle that your brain needs to like work on, and just also with eye contact.
Yeah, I honestly believe. So you brought up really good points. I honestly believe that I guess it's a human thing to lose interest.
Yeah.
I mean, especially nowadays, our attention spam is very shortened. Like I myself, like every time I start going off on something on my favorite topic, like I lose people within 5 minutes. So it's very normal that people lose interest on things, and it's just also our selfish need to be like, oh, I don't care about this. This is really torturing to even listen to, you know. I feel like that's completely normal. I think the difference between, so I guess one question would be like, so why, Francesca, why were people just so anal on you? Why every single teacher you ever had was just so like on you about you being the only one not paying attention? And I think what it goes down to is eye contact. People would notice that I would just literally go off.
Wait. What people? Like adults?
Adults.
Or mostly adults or students also? Because I feel like in a way, like I feel like I had like my parents tell me, and kind of like aunts and uncles, or like make sure you do eye contact, like, you know, look at people in the eye, or else it's rude. And I think like older generations take that as like it's rude to not have that eye.
Yeah, I would be said that too. Yeah, I guess mainly adults. I don't really remember kids telling me to pay attention, but I guess you know, there was so many things that were told to me all the time. Some of the stuff I was just like, oh yeah, whatever. I hear, tell me one more thing I don't do right, you know? Like, it's just kind of like, my brain got to a point where it shut down, like, so much criticism. So the eye contact, little tiny things from my peers, I don't remember that much. But definitely what I remember regarding eye contact, I just remember the most just adults telling me that I didn't do eye contact. I also remember hearing that, you know, you needed to do eye contact. It was a sign of respect. It was a way of paying attention. I am the kind of person, since I was little, I remember that my mom would give me tips to do things. And I like listening and following on those tips, because I knew that I will struggle with something. So my mom would tell me like, oh, well, look at what, you know, the smartest kid in your class does, how he does his homework, how he, you know, everything that he does, just try to copy what he or she does and do that. You know, that's working for them. Do that and see if that works for you, so you can start getting good grades too, you know? So I will start copying them. Like, I will see that will be like the smartest kids will have like very organized little, you know, notebooks, very clean. Like I will copy, like try to copy little things. Where like, oh, he has very organized this, I'm gonna have very organized this. Has colored pens, I'm gonna have colored pens. Like, you know, I will start doing things. Oh, he does his title like that. So we'll start focusing on the. I remember, like, I will focus on the creative aspects of like how they will do their notes, or everything. And then I will forget, like, how is this gonna help me learn, you know? Yeah. But it will motivate me, you know. It will motivate me to be like, okay, now I have everything perfect title, perfect everything. Now you can, you know.
And now the class is over.
I will focus so much on the notes and like the creative aspect of it. It would, if I'm a slow like writer as it is, especially because I have by nature horrible handwriting. I'm dyslexic, so
pencil all weird.
Yeah, well, the pencil's so weird, and people will be like, I think the reason why you're slower is because you hold the pencil weird. Like, you need to hold it like this, and I'd be like, I write words like that. Be like, are you sure you're not lefty? You know, like, I'll be like, I think you might be a lefty though, because my handwriting is terrible, you know? I'd be like, yeah, I'm not a lefty. Be like, are you sure? Let me see. And I'll write with that. I'm like, okay, you're definitely not. You're definitely a righty, you know? This is so funny. So yeah, everybody will trip out. That thing, it was always the kids. The kids will trip out. I'd be like, why hold a pencil like that? It's so funny. like, you're not supposed to hold it like that. You hold it like this, you know? And I always like being unique. I like my individual. I like the fact that I was the one to do things different, because I hate being a copy. I hate the I don't actually have a thing against being the same as everybody else. But of course, I like to copy things that I like. And I may feel guilty for copying things, but then it's okay to copy. You know, you do like your own little mix of it.
So, okay, so your mom would tell you to do that?
To copy things. So, okay, going back to eye contact. I do remember.
What would your parents tell you about? What would your mom or your dad tell you?
I don't remember them saying much about eye contact. Just that you will have to look people in the eyes. It's a very vague memory. It was like, it's something that I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, I do pay eye contact. I guess it's a little blurry in my mind, but if I try to really remember, I guess at some point I remember thinking, I don't like doing eye contact. It's so hard for me. Like, I remember thinking that very, very young. Going forward, the last memory where it really impacted me was at one time when I was on vacation, when I went back to vacation in Mexico, and I was going through this stressful situation where I think that was the time. Anyways, I was going through some stressful situation because the airline stole the package. Like, the package got lost, and I remember I was under a lot of stress, and I stayed at my I even got out from my cousin and everything for some other stupid drama. So I was staying at one of my aunt's houses, which is like one of my mom's old friends. I will call her my aunt, and she was trying to lecture me about something, and I was so deep into my like fuck, you know, I'm trying to think, and she's like lecturing me like she can just resolve and tell my entire problems just by the 5 minutes that she hasn't seen me in years. She doesn't know me, like she doesn't honestly know me, and she thought she could just come and lecture me or whatever situation I was going through. I'm like this, and I'm just like literally not. Like, I was literally not paying attention to her. Like, whatever she was saying, I'm just like, yeah, like, okay, whatever you want to say. It was just so, just not important to me at all. Like, it was honestly not important to me at all, because when people start talking to me and they start talking to me like they know me, and I already say a couple things, like, I'm like, oh, this person does not freaking know me, so whatever, you know? So I'm just like, I'm over here gone thinking about, like, the situation. I'm just like, Francesca, why don't you make eye contact with me? Look at you. Look, you're looking everywhere else. Look. Like, I don't know what she said, but somewhere among those lines, she meant to say, like, you look like some lost, crazy person, you know, or something like that. Not exactly what she said, but she kind of implied it.
And that hit you? And you, like, got
she was
that?
like, look, yeah, like, you're not making any, I'm talking to you, and you're not making any eye contact with me. And I was like that made me make eye contact with her. I was like,
huh?
Whoa. And at this point, I think I already knew about, I already knew about me. I already I hadn't been officially diagnosed, but I already knew, like, I'm totally, well, at that time we call it Asperger's, right? I'm like, I'm totally Asperger's, like, I'm totally autistic. When she said that, I was like, whoa. Like, I didn't know that I still did that. Like, I never thought, like, there's things that we do and we don't realize that. I was like, oh, I still do that, you know? So it hit me, and I thought, when I'm under a lot of stress, my autistic characteristics show more. I am the most autistic looking as I can be. It shows like that. I think that's a whole other story, because saying, oh, I'm the most autistic, because in that time, that's how I thought of it. I'm the most, just because I would think, the way I would see Asperger's, and you know, what I thought it was like Asperger's, and I would think like, oh, I'm half normal, I'm half autistic. That's what I would think, which that's how they would explain it back then, me not knowing what really autism was, right? So I would think, oh, my autistic traits show. I think I need to make another connection to really explain this part, because what people think is autism, it's just anything that seems awkward and unsocial in my part, you know? So this relates to masking, like what I would consider masking, and it relates to, you know, oh, you don't look autistic or you do look autistic, and there's several aspects about this. I need to make another video about masking. For example, I don't consider myself. I do get told a lot. I do get told a lot. Like, you don't look autistic. Like, nobody thinks I look autistic. Then it's not that I don't look autistic. It's just that people don't know what autistic is. Mm-hmm. People think somebody who's autism is somebody who doesn't speak and is completely like spaced out all the time in their own world. That's what most of the population think autism is. Some people think that it comes with mental delayed, and some other people think that it comes with that some people can be mentally delayed, and so there's a lot. That's the very vague information that is out there for most people.
It started with, well, it didn't start with, but I'm saying to go back to eye contact.
So there's rules about being social and being, you know, some people have natural social intelligence, which in my opinion, that's what I thought the neurotypical brain was, that was social smart, and the autistic brain was the opposite. Like, it's not social smart, we focus on other things. But there's so many people who call themselves high maskers, and to me, being a high masker is being highly socially smart, which puts in puts the autistic spectrum in a really, or that side of the autistic spectrum, or that people who've been diagnosed, in a really weird category. We're just kind of like, whoa, like, I wish I could, like, in a million years I could be able to be a high masker. I might be able to still get by in social situations. Like, I learned through so many bad experiences to get by in parties, to get by in that. But if I'm gonna be, for example, at work, if I get a job, like, yeah, there's no way I can, by the second day, people already starting to notice like weird things about me.
How would you do with eye contact on jobs?
Okay, now I